Hello, hello, hello. We are firing. We're ready to go. We're tuning in from opposite ends of the globe. I love this so much. So I'm just checking that we're on. There we are. I can see our beautiful faces. Hello, everybody. This is an incredible experience that you're going to have with us right now, because this is something that we all have actually established that is actually a really important conversation to really honor every one of you that are in this space with us, that have been attracted to exploring your curiosities around online business, high ticket affiliate marketing, and what that could actually look like for you. So welcome to this pop-up featurette Q&A with my girl Saber and Saber Brophy, who is tuning in from I believe California.
Yeah.
California, and we're here representing our high ticket affiliate marketing squad. We have a very unique template, and for those of you that have actually tuned in and watched our webinars, our web classes where we share on the pillars, this is really great for you, because some of you are actually that haven't yet gone through the process that we've invited you into. And, understandably, I know for myself that it took me quite a while to really want to explore it, because there was a lot of questions that I had in my head. So I wish this was available to me when I explored it, because I sat on the fence for 7 months. And the reason why we're bringing this through today is to support you in making a decision sooner than you need to wait for, because we all are here. We made this decision. Our lives have transformed. We are literally designing our life. We are also supporting others to design their lives, supported by this incredible, innovative technological model that has just been offered to serve us in ways of impacting on a global scale. So for those of you that are tuning in, please say hi. Let us know where you're actually tuning in from, and who actually invited you into this space, because we need to give big gratitude, big props to those who have invited into this space, those of us in our teams, those of us that are walking this path with us, because it is so amazing. It is so spacious and opening to align with other people around the world who share the same sentiments, the same values, the same vision around earning a whole lot of money. I mean, who don't want to do that in an easeful, spacious way where we can truly be ourselves, right? And also make an impact that means something to us. So I'm going to hand it over to Saber, because you have to hear her voice. Her transmission is delicious. It's like syrup. Melton, let us know where you're from, who invited you into this space, and we're going to start with the Q&A. So what we want to prep you with is, if you have questions, please pop them in the comments. We also have questions, answers to questions that are common questions, but we also want to serve you and also in answering the questions that are alive for you right now. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Jack. She's seriously like a wordsmith, right? It's so powerful. Oh, I'm so happy to be here with you all today. I am definitely tuning in from California, specifically very close to San Francisco. I'm in East Bay. And I am really happy to just be of service to you all today. For those of you who have watched the webinar, this is like we're an open book. We're here to really allow you to make a fully educated and empowered decision. As Jack said, she tossed it around for 7 months. I'm glad I didn't toss it around for that long. I did toss it around for a month though. I was kind of just like, why do I have to pay to like figure out? I couldn't like wrap my head around it. Really, that part really pissed me off. What I found was like, okay, this platform has over $1 million worth of education in it. And there's a really high level coaching process that I got to be taken through to really hash out my vision and really see how this aligns with what it is that I'm here to do. And then I got to get all of my high level questions answered, you guys, like in the discovery process, but not only just to get my questions answered, like that wasn't just it. It was the process of discovery. It was the process of like actually seeing the systems, because you guys came here because you want to learn how to not just do affiliate marketing, but high ticket affiliate marketing, not just high ticket affiliate marketing, but automated affiliate marketing. And when it was like almost like all the curtains were peeled back when I got to go in the platform, when I got to go through the discovery process, and I really got to see how the automation works and how the system works, and all the light bulbs went off. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so genius. This is literally done for this person who invited me here. So when I partner with this model, I don't have to answer a bunch of freaking questions. So that's like the big bing bing. So I just want to make sure that anybody who's here has actually watched the webinar, because if you haven't watched the webinar, you're probably going to be scratching your head and it's not going to give you enough clarity. And you're going to think that you're going to be like, you didn't answer my questions, because your initial questions need to be in the intro in the webinar. So make sure you watch that first. Whoever invited you to the space, if you haven't watched the official masterclass, it's about an hour long, give or take. And that's really what introduces you to the model. This video is really not to share about our model. It's just to answer any questions that you have after that for people who have not dove into the discovery process. So pop in your questions. What we have is a list of frequently asked questions, because let's be real.
Oh,
I had a call come in through. Okay, sorry about that. It's like, stop calling me. So pop any of your questions that you have. I'm going to pull up the frequently asked questions, because let's be real, a lot of us have the same questions when we come and find this space, especially if you're new to affiliate marketing, if you're new to personal branding, or even if you're not new to affiliate marketing or personal branding. This is a very new way of doing things. So I'm just going to check the chat to make sure if we have any initial questions. I don't see any yet.
Guys, there's a lot of people, and including myself, that have found the innovation of the automation, and from a network marketing standpoint, it's very interesting what still doesn't exist in the network marketing space in terms of automation. So for those of you that have experience in network marketing, this space is all about collapsing time, collapsing effort, collapsing energy, collapsing repetitiveness. We still have people transitioning from network marketing to our automated high ticket affiliate marketing space, and even to this day in 2023, they're like, "What? I don't have to write a list of 100 people to cold message." And I had one of those questions, or actually one of our newest members, business partners, was like, "Oh, I have my list of people that I can cold message." I was like, "Can you burn that list, please? Because we don't cold message here. We don't cold message. Burn the list." She was like, "What?" Yeah. So this is what we're all about here today, is to really to unveil even more just the deeper questions around this model. So what's our first question, babe?
Yeah, let me get to the FAQ in the chat here. Let's see. How about this? Is there a minimum amount of time that you need to commit in order to continue earning?
Do you want to take that one, or are you happy for me to?
Yeah, I could do this one.
Yeah,
so
go for it.
I love this question though, because it's like, you can totally build this business in a couple hours a day. You can. If you stay consistent with it, everybody's going to have a different trajectory, right? Everybody comes in with different levels of skill set. You really got to get intentional about your time, right? So if you only have 2 hours a day to spend on building your business, learning the skills of digital marketing has got to be top. right? So spending quite a bit of time doing that. But then the other part is just creating content and having conversations, building relationships. Those three things are really all this is about. We've got videos that literally lay out step by step by step how to do everything. We actually teach both organic and paid strategies. So, what I mean by organic means you don't have to pay Facebook or Instagram for any advertising, right? You just use your personal page, what most people are doing anyway, right? Most of us are spending, you could check your screen time actually on your phone, how much time you spend on social media. Most people spend about 2 hours a day on social media, and that actually works out to be like 30 plus days of your life or in a year, in a freaking year, waking days in a year. So imagine if you can invest that time instead of spend that time and eventually be able to leave your job, for instance, that you're working 40 hours a week, right?
Mhm.
You could put 2 hours a day towards it. You can also do whatever it takes until it takes. That's
Yes.
my answer to life is
Yes.
like I'm ready. I was ready for freedom yesterday. When I
Yes.
found this space, I was like, okay, like sure I could build this a couple hours a day, but obviously the more that you plant the seeds in your garden and the more that you sow, you toil, what do you call it? Sowing the soil or
Oh,
sow
so
your seeds,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
more your garden is going to grow. So
Mm.
excuse me, what I really love about this space is we don't have any monthly quotas, right? There's no pressure for you to maintain a rank, maintain anything in here. It's all up to you. So if you want to
Yeah.
build your business an hour a day, by all means. But the person who's willing to invest more time in a day, in a week, is going to go faster. But there is no pressure, and everybody's going to have a different trajectory. What I can say is I have watched people who have been able to create six figures in 6 months here. And one of the most leveraged ways you can do this, because we've got a lot of leverage here. What I mean by leverage is you hear us talking about automation. We don't even do sales calls, you guys. It's either we do your sales calls, or people in the platform do your sales calls for you. So you can X-nay that, right? You have a sales team to leverage, and you have this platform to leverage. You have webinars to leverage that you don't even have to do to be a part of that actually speaks and explains everything for you. And there's another layer of leverage that you could do. So when I talk about organic, where you're just using your personal page, no paid advertising, you can put a few dollars a day to reach more people. This is what's really cool, especially for those of you who are like brand new to social media. You can pay to get in front of millions of people, and you
Yeah.
literally just get to share the masterclass that explains everything for them and
Yeah.
have a link to send them. That is like the leverage that I see people get to six figures in 6 months. I'm never going
Yeah.
to say this is what happens for one person is guaranteed for another, but just want to share what's possible for you. And like, obviously it takes some time to learn the skills and set it up, but we've got the community, we've got the step-by-step, we've got the place for you to answer questions. And if you're very intentional about the time that you do spend, you could be spending a lot less time and earning a lot more and working smarter, not harder. So that's my long-winded answer to that question.
100%. I love that. I love that there are the way that we can grow this business with the support of the leveraging is high and broad. It's like it's an ecosystem. It's round. So when I first started, I was working in hospitality and I had 3 jobs. I had kids. I had like my own adult responsibilities, and so for me, when I first started, I could really see the potential of a legacy income. That's what I'm here for. Everyone that is here in this space is to create legacy income, and legacy income meaning that it is wealth that you can your children can inherit, and the business, and also it's a lot of it, right? And that's what I saw myself. I saw this the opportunity for me to actually become the first millionaire of my family, in my family, right? But at the time, I only could invest the pockets of my time, which was before work, during work, in my lunch break, after work, between my shifts, my next job. I had to create the space for it, but I was really driven because I thought, well, I'm investing time either doing nothing or pouring into me creating legacy income. So it really comes down to what you're here for, right? And if that's what you're wanting to create, you will create it. You will create the space for it. It's a very exciting space to be in. But now in that first year, I was able to retire from hospitality altogether. I have not worked a job in the last 3 years. And over time, I actually was able to choose to follow my purpose. So I was able to create different ways of expressing who I am through coaching, through facilitating retreats. So this has not, for me, not been a full-time thing for up until now. And I have still been able to create so much wealth, so much community, so much support, but allowing myself to do it in a way that I stay on track. I still support it. I'm getting paid and I'm growing this business according to my plan. So like Saber said, you can do 2 hours a day, or if you are a stay-at-home mum and your children are at school and you've got 6 hours a day, like, hell yeah, why wouldn't you want to bring that closer? Like, if you want to get better at soccer, you would kick the ball more often, right? You would invest more time to master the skill set. And the way this business works, because like anything that we learn, there is a phase of learning. There is a phase when you're clunky. There is a phase when you're actually creating these neurons, that this pathway, that it becomes unconscious for you, of like, you just doing the thing, right? When you're driving, you're first driving, you're like clank, clank, clank. But you can't get good at driving fast. Like, you can't get good at driving if you have long gaps between each time you're in the car. But you can get really good at driving if you decide to drive 3 times a day, learn 3 times a day, right? So it's literally according to how fast you want to create results, to the point of it being easeful. It's up to you. It's not the model is so easy. It's like damn easy. It's the easiest model ever. But if you want to be at a place where you're like, oh, I get it, boom, 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 and this is where you start creating this fluency of income, fluency of team building, it is up to you on how fast or how slow you do it. It's completely up to you.
Yeah, and I love that you say that, how it doesn't matter how fast or how slow, because like for me, I looked at digital marketing, affiliate marketing, this model with the legacy income especially. I'm like, wow, even if it took me 10 years, right? Like
Same.
there are people that go to school for freaking 40 plus years, or sorry, 40 plus years. I mean, probably if you include elementary school in that, right? And then they go to high school, they go to college, they get a degree, they then work 40
Yeah.
plus years to then retire to like hopefully have a pension to hopefully get by. Whereas like today, you guys, affiliate marketing is the best way that you can create an income online. And our particular model, where you don't have monthly quotas, where you do have the automation, we don't focus on pitching products. Like, you know, I literally have been here for 3.5 years and never talked about the product on my social media, because we've got this amazing system, this community where we really get to do this in such a different way. So today in 2023, like this is where so many of you guys can be the first millionaires in your family.
Yes.
And there's a lot of stories like that, because millionaires was kind of one of those things that had to be this really long road, actually. It was a long road, and it was it felt very out of reach for so many people. But today there's friggin' 7-year-old millionaires selling toys on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, so like with our model, it's so freaking possible for you. And what's really cool is like, even if it did take you 10 years to have that guaranteed monthly income for life, to be able to pass that on to future generations, to start repatterning the generation within your family, within your lineage, within the world as a whole, like, is it worth it, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's just really insightful for us to actually look at, if you have an iPhone, you can actually go into your screen time section and look at how much time you are spending on social media. And also look at the time that you are spending trading your time for money and building somebody else's dream. When you currently are here on social media right now, I know that you spend quite a many hours on at least probably close to a part-time job throughout a week on social media. You could be using that to actually build something that pays you for life. This is a space where your efforts compound and will pay you for life, right? We're not here just for the here and now. I know for me, like hearing the words trading my time for money, it was the first time I had ever heard that was in the webinar that I watched 4 years ago. And I was like, I was kind of shook, you know, my whole paradigm got a little rocked and a lot of things came up for me where I'm like, well, that's too good to be true. Like not everyone can do that. That's like what you're supposed to do. It's supposed to be hard, right? I was told that money's hard to make. So I had to take some time to actually like trust. It wasn't this model that I didn't trust actually. It was actually me that I had to learn to trust that I could make this happen for myself. And I think it's refreshing when Jax talks about, you know, if you were to get good at soccer, you would kick a soccer ball more. Or and then she referred to driving. I'm sure most of us know how to drive, right?
Yeah.
But at one point we didn't.
At all.
Right? But it was the getting in the car. Yeah. It's like, or walking or anything that we've learned to do. And for some reason, when it comes to this, it's no different. It's no different than any skill set that we learn in life that becomes natural and unconscious. But, you know, being an employee for so many years, right? Or even if you currently have a business and you're not an employee, but you're self-employed, right? And you're still trading your time for money. You're so used to a certain way of doing things. It's simply just applying yourself and trusting yourself that you're going to just learn this new skill set. And soon enough, you're going to be creating an income online like the way you walk, right? So somebody was just saying in the chat, they were like, I think I get it now. I am the asset. Because she said, she was like, she wrote in the comment earlier, she was like, I watched the webinar, but I wasn't exactly sure. Are we selling something in particular? Because we did talk about our high profit affiliate model that we work with. We talked about Enagic. We talked about the product that we partner with. But when you say you are the asset, you're exactly right. You are the product here, right? In this space, it's like, it's actually you and your vision and your message and your beliefs and your opinions, which most of us are already posting on social media anyway. It's that you learn how to make money from.
Yes. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Does that feel clear? Does that help? Guys, would love to hear from you in the comments. It's interesting to do it this way, and thanks everybody that's on and interacting. But let us know if that feels really clear, and if you have any more questions around that, please pop it in the comments. So
I did see somebody say one thing that I would love to address, especially because we have this really cool Empire Architect launch that's happening. But this person says, my family is worried that affiliate marketing is a pyramid scheme. Can you address this, Jax?
I also was afraid that it was a pyramid scheme, even though I didn't really know what a pyramid scheme was, to be honest. And to be really honest, after being in this space, actually reflecting on the employment model, reflecting even on the coaching model, where the people at the top were getting paid more. So in the models that I've always been in, regardless, the employer or the CEO was always being paid more. And as a coach in the coaching industry, the coach was being paid the most and it's interesting, this whole dynamic. So for me personally, like I'm going to answer this question in a way that makes sense to me, and hopefully it makes sense to you, because I've never entertained, like since being in the space, I haven't entertained that conversation because the actual concept of pyramid scheme doesn't make sense to me. What I do know is that every single person that sees this opportunity and says yes, is they're saying yes to supporting their family. They're saying yes to being present with their loved ones. They're saying yes to creating more income so they can create more time, so they can create more spaciousness, so they can create more experiences. Every single person in this space is a person, just like you, just like me, with needs, with desires, with vision, with fears, with vulnerability. We're all the same. Not one person comes into this space going, right, I'm just going to be at the top and everybody is a commoner. That's my concept of around the concept of pyramid scheme. It's like, what is that actually saying about human beings?
Yeah.
We know this is like this is a space that has been created, a model that has actually been created to help us ordinary people who want to live extraordinary spacious lives, help us achieve that in a way that is more supported by community, by technology, by innovation. The way that I see our model is actually like an ecosystem, right? So there is not one person getting paid more than the other and everyone's getting paid less. Everyone is on exactly the same scaling journey. And we work together so well because everybody wins, not just one person at the top. In fact, there is a stage in this where, as a leader, my business partners who start who enroll with me can kick me out of getting paid.
I did that with my sponsor.
I've been kicked out many times and I love
Yeah.
it. I want that. This is why we're here and sharing it, because we genuinely, it excites me. What excites me more than me getting paid is my business partners getting paid, is for them to experience the spaciousness, the automation, and what gets to actually happen and manifest in their life for them, because I've said it's happening for me. And so this is the most generous space I've ever experienced in my life. It is a circle scheme, not a pyramid scheme. Let's call it the ecosystem scheme rather. So hopefully that makes sense.
That's so good. That's so on point. I really, really love the way that you explain that. It's true, right? It's like, why would, yeah, what does that say about humanity, right? Unfortunately, there are like some random things that come out of the woodwork and they never last that long, probably like a couple years or something, and then they get banned or whatever. But our company's been around for almost 50 years, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, it has stood the test of time. And when you're looking at companies to partner with in affiliate marketing is amazing. It's like the only industry that you can create uncapped income, such incredible passive income, support people in changing their lives, partner with amazing companies and products. But it's important to make sure some boxes are checked off, right? That they've been around for decades, like ours, for example, that they have patented compensation plan, that things are protected. Our compensation plan is patented. Nobody can change it. Nobody can duplicate it. Nobody can do the same thing, right? And, it's important for you to have the spaciousness, like we're talking about, no monthly quotas. What that actually means is, there are some companies that are great companies that you can partner with that, you'll see people who get the leadership ranks, they win the car, they win the giveaway, all these things, but then they have these what they call monthly quotas, which means if you don't maintain a certain amount of sales or whatever within your organization, you actually lose your rank, which sucks.
Yeah.
You
That
actually
was
lose your
frustrating.
rank.
I've been there in another. It was so frustrating. My nervous system was always shook. I was always worried. I was always stressed about meeting this quota, because that would mean I wouldn't get paid the
Yeah.
amount. And if it was 1 hour out, and I was so close, and I lost it, it was like all my efforts were like burned to the ground, and it was so disheartening.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's like, really looking at the true sustainability of the business long term, right? Is it something that you can actually come in, and when life happens, because it will, when emergencies happen, because it does, unfortunately, are you able to actually step back and come back and start right back off where you left off? And, you can really know that being with a company that's been around, has stood the test of time through many recessions. They've been through when the economy crashed, the people, in fact, the people who partnered, which by the way, we are obviously in a recession right now. Inflation, cost of everything is really going up. People's income are capped. That's why people are looking at affiliate marketing. And what you can know is the people who have partnered in the recession of 2008, who partnered with our company, are now making legacy income.
Yep. Yeah.
Where there's a lot of, jobs and other things that during recessions, it's a time to not make money, right? It's the complete opposite in this industry. This is the industry that actually thrives in recessions. It's super, super powerful. So this is definitely the time. I love that there's people from YouTube popping on. Let us know any other questions that you guys have in the chat. I'm not seeing any other questions here, but at the end of the day, we do explain I think there's not very many questions here, even though there's over 20 people watching, because we explain it very well in the webinar. So if you're here and you haven't actually seen the webinar yet, go there, watch it, learn. It explains everything A to Z, how this works, what we partner with, what you're looking at, the ROI, all that juicy meat and potato stuff. This was just the Q&A. This was just a follow-up for you guys to really see anybody who has not reached out to the person who invited them to the space for the next steps. We want to invite you to do that now. Put a 1 actually in the comments if you guys are like, okay, yep, I'm much more clear about what's going on here and I'm ready for the next steps. Put a 1 in the comments. Put a 2 in the comments if you still have questions. And if we see any 2s, please put your dang questions in the comments.
Yeah. 100%. So one of the questions that that I think I know I had at the beginning and also get asked a lot is one that I want to bring forth, which is why do we have to pay for information, and why is it $99 USD? So $99 USD a month. So I'm going to share it from a perception that was one that I finally understood when I actually, because even in the last 4 years, I went off and started different businesses. And I only realized the value in the 99 USD after I started a business that I had to start from scratch. So when we actually start in this space, we don't have to do our own website. We don't have to set anything up. It's pretty much a turnkey online business, which means you can just get started. You just do the training. You don't have to set anything up. You don't need VAs or anything to get started. So when I first was introduced to it, and at the time it was 99 USD as well. Right now we have an opportunity to actually explore the discovery process for 49 USD, which is fully refundable within 14 days. It's actually no, it's no risk at all, right? But the reason why we do that is because when we're in a space where we're actually earning many are earning multiple millions in this space. We are on the way to earning millions in this space. I earn more money than I ever have in my life in a way that is just really spacious and fruitful, right? And the thing is, what I've learned and what we've learned is that those who pay attention. When something is free, we don't actually value it. And it's kind of like, we'll kind of do it later. But what we understand is when you're looking, and when anyone is looking and genuinely curious about the possibility of what this model can be for them, it is a genuine curiosity. And we are here to actually empower each other, empower everyone who is curious to check it out now, so you can see and understand now. And regardless of whether you move forward or not, it's at least you've seen it, right? It's kind of like we're here to collapse time. So the investment there's that, and there's also the fact that the platform, it is a multiple $1 million platform, right? That saves us thousands and thousands and thousands a year. And so to actually invest into that it pays dividends to us, especially when I myself had a coaching business. And for me to scale my coaching business from 5 figures to 6 figures a year, it required a cost. And that cost was to hire a sales team, was to hire another organization to actually equip my business with automation, with high skill sets, with high level VAs. And for my business to go from here to here financially, it cost me at least $10,000 a month, because I had 3 people that I was paying, and that were my staff, high level. They were also had to pay for the structures and all of the subscriptions. So I was completely humbled to this business, our online automated business, when I was like, I get all of the service, the support, the upgraded technology for only 99 USD a month. Do you know the difference between, for me, for someone like me, when I can earn, $10,000 a week, for example, right? When I was to earn $10,000 a week in coaching, I would probably keep about $2,000 of that, because of the cost for the level of service that was provided. But in this space, imagine earning $10,000 a week and only paying $99 a month. This is why it's high profiting. The overheads are low. And for those of you that are still like, oh, well, what if it doesn't work for me, right? Or what if I have to keep paying that? It's not working for me. The only reason it's not working for you is because you're not working. You don't start this business to not make money. You start this business to completely transform the trajectory of your income and your earnings, right? So you don't start this thinking that you're going to be with this cost and you're not going to make any money. That's ridiculous. Like, what are you doing if that's what you're thinking, you're fearing? Switch that to how much can I make and keep, because I'm only paying 99 USD a month. Allow that to be something that empowers you to make more money, knowing that you're going to keep 99% of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially when we talk about doing ads too, like we teach you how to invest more money to make even more money. So you could do like the 99 is like the baseline, right? That's your systems, that's your sales team. But what's really freaking cool, you guys, is like digital marketing is literally like a freaking magical ATM. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, when we teach you how to do ads, I teach ad strategies in our masterminds. We have it in our platform, and there's everything that teaches you A to Z how to do ads, where you literally can. I started with $5 a day. $5 a day. And on my 3rd month, I made a high ticket sale. And then my high ticket sale, I made $3,000 plus. So how much money did I spend? $5 a day to make that $3,000 plus dollars. What was that? 450? So it's like we have to really not look at what it is that we are spending and actually look at it, what it is that we're actually investing, because we're obviously in high profit. So like, in order for you to be okay with money coming in, you have to like learn how to play this awesome game of money. And digital marketing is the funnest game of money, because you literally get to pay to be seen of more people. So you literally get to like have more people see what it is that you have to offer. And at the end of the day, the people who see it can't unsee it, So the people who are here who know, they know. Drop a 3 if you know.
You know. Yeah.
I have one other thing that popped through that I would love to address, and then we can wrap it up. But
yeah,
there's somebody that has a question about the loan. I think this is a really great opportunity for you, Jax, to share your story on this, because she says, I have a question about the loan. If we have not the best credit, is it through the company, or do we have to qualify for our own loan separately? Very interested in investing. So, we don't have the in-house financing through the company, but what we do have is lots of different options, not only for our own financing,
Yeah.
but just being resourceful. So Jax, I'd love for you to share your story on how you made it happen.
100%. So the question that I would love to ask first, so to sit with, is am I doing this to make more money? That's always just the question, all right? Because I had to ask myself that question. When I first started this business, I had experienced so many financial failures in my 20s that impacted me in my 30s. So I was no longer eligible for government benefits when I lost everything. I lost a business. I literally was just lost everything. I was at rock bottom. And this about the time that I was going through that rock bottomness, I found this business. So I literally had no, my credit rating was very poor. In fact, it probably is now too. And I'm going to get to that. But my credit rating was because of the past, the history of financial errors that I made. I literally had no chance in getting finance from finance places, right? So some of you are able to do that, and I'm like, go for that. Please do that. It's such a great opportunity. But I was willing to sell my car. I found a way, I found a place in me that was like, I need this because this is the model that's going to set me free. I couldn't sell my car because my car was only worth like $500. I was thinking of even going and starting stripping because I was like, God, I just need money fast now so this becomes possible for me. But that was going to be taking me too long to save. I wanted it now. And so I just bent all of the rules that I had created in my mind around why this wasn't, like, the income for this wasn't possible for me. And I also know people that have also moved mountains to make this possible. So the reason why, and there are different options that are available through different finances, asking friends, family, like really just stretching. The reason why this is the most important journey is because I believe this part of the journey really sets us up for success. It really reflects to us what we're truly made of. And when we say we're willing to do whatever it takes, as soon as we make that single decision, we're then tested to do whatever it takes regardless. Because at the end of the day, whether it's easy or not to get the finance or be resourceful or have the resources to start this business or any venture, that version of us that is willing to do whatever it takes is required anyways. You're not just going to start and it's all just going to start raining money, guys. This is the most reflective personal development journey I've ever done in my life. And so I believe it really set me up. It was kind of like the threshold or the pathway that opened for me, because I was like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. If I had assets, I would have sold it. If, I was willing to buy 12,000 fridges just to access this, because I just wanted the commissions. I wanted the pay. I wanted to get paid this way. So I don't know if that answers your question, but there are a multitude of ways, but you have to be willing to completely stretch. Now, I will say this. When I discovered that I couldn't get a loan through financing companies, which were, I honestly can't remember the interest rate back then that was, I Googled, searched how to get a loan with a bad credit rating, right? And there were options. There were companies that did that. And I was like, let's go. Let's go. The interest on that was about 40% interest. But the way that I thought at the time was like, well, okay, so if it's going to be, for example, if it's like $10,000 and it's 40% interest, so it's a $19,000, it's like, hey, that's nothing for a business that's going to pay me dividends. When I've invested $500,000 in a restaurant that actually failed, like completely got nothing out of it, right? And I had to do so much work to keep it afloat and lost it all anyways. Or any shop front or any other like serious business that has a potentiality of making you a lot of money, you have to invest at least $50,000. So for me at the time, I was like, what's $20,000? What's $25,000? to have an opportunity to get paid $20,000 a week. Like, that's the way that I saw this, was like, just get me in, because I will make that back. I'll make that back fast. I just get me in, because once your investment's paid, once your loan is paid, profit,
Yeah.
profit. No brainer. Absolute no brainer.
Amazing. Yeah, that is such a good point. Oh my gosh. It's like compared to what, right? It's a lot compared to what. And I think that sometimes if we haven't ever had a business, and we have a hard time really wrapping our brain around this, but it is seriously a lot to start your own business. And what we have here is like absolutely amazing. So I really love that you addressed the interest piece, because I think that, yeah, at the end of the day, it's really, really looking at, I can make that back quick. And you totally did, Jax. You
Well, I
completely changed
did.
my life around.
I
Oh my God.
absolutely did. I'm so grateful, because I wow, only if you guys knew me, saw me when I first started, and the little, I was just like this little nugget, this chicken nugget who didn't know anything about social media marketing, who didn't have a personal brand, but I just had this fire in my belly. I was scared, I was afraid. I thought the same things anyone else did, but I also was more terrified to go to walk a path of 10 years of the same stuff that I was doing the past 10 years, because that was what my trajectory was going to be: wiping tables, making coffee for 10 years, to be in exactly the same spot. So the question I have for you, if you have you even given yourself an opportunity to forecast the next 10 years, how that's going to be for you, how it can be for you, who you can become? And therefore then you're probably like, okay, so I'll wait on it. Some of us wait, and we're like, it'll get better, it'll get better, it'll get better. Like, I'll wait on it, I'll wait on it. And then 1 year goes by, 2 years goes. I know people that have 4 years have gone by, this have been looking at this for 4 years. And I started and I've changed my life, and they're still in the same boat, right? So the question therefore then is, 10 years ago, look back 10 years ago, I guarantee it, you said to yourself then, I'm going to be wealthy in 10 years. I'm going to be better off in 10 years. My life is going to be easier in 10 years. I'm going to have my dream life in 10 years. You said that to yourself 10 years ago. I did. Put a 1 in the comments, or a yes in the comments if you can relate to that. 10 years ago, you thought 10 years ahead you were going to be better off, right? And the reason why you're here is because you're not. Because a part of your soul is like, let's go. I'm ready. I was ready 10 years ago. So don't wait another 10 years, because it's just going to fly. It will just fly.
Yeah. Fire. Fire. Don't wait. It is time to start yesterday. I'm so excited for you guys. Again, please do drop a 1 in the comments if you are ready to reach back out to the person who invited you for the next step. It's time. We're here to help you. We're here to really support you in making the fully most empowered and educated decision. And like Jack said, it's fully risk-free. So it's like literally you have everything to gain and nothing to lose coming into this space. And we're here for the people who are really looking for us, right? We're really holding everybody to their highest standard and their vision. We have taken the place of taking a stand for your vision until you do, right?
Yeah.
So that's really what we're here to do for you. And let us be your guide. Let us be your inspiration. Let us be your permission slip to know what is possible. I didn't get to share anything about where I started in this space, but I actually do in the webinar, but I was living in a vehicle when I started this business 3.5 years ago, you guys. There was no logical, responsible, what, way, why, who's the house, what's it's for me to make sense of starting this business. But, I was so obsessed with my vision, and I had been an entrepreneur for 5 years, and I was freaking living in a vehicle. I was calling it #BustLife. It looked really glamorous on the outside, but I sure as hell wanted a toilet. And I was really not living a very glamorous life 6 years now. I was working for myself, and I was doing it. It was cool. I was free in a lot of ways. But not in the ways that I realized truly mattered in the long run. And they say money doesn't buy happiness, but what it fucking does is give you a life of choice. And
Yes.
want to cry right now because having choice, like being able to like actually do what your soul desires to do in this life. Life is too short to say, I can't afford that. I can't do that another day, another week, another month, another decade, right? So I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it just makes me
No,
feel
I
it
love
so
it
much
though.
because the life that
Again,
I'm living
this
today is like
damn pyramid scheme.
I know, right? The life that I'm living today is like I couldn't
Yeah.
have even imagined that 3.5 years ago, right? And that only happened because I was like, this scares the shit out of me, but there is literally a chance that I completely change everything. So I'm gonna take a chance.
And look at you now. Look at you now.
Look at me now. I just got back from Bali the
Globetrotter.
other day and I was in Paris a few weeks before that. I'm going to be moving to
Yeah.
France. I'm studying France. I'm studying France. I'm studying French. I'm spending time doing what I love, living in my own place. Like, you know, like you, and I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this because it's like three and
Yeah,
a half
brag.
years of living in a vehicle. And yes, I'm fucking bragging because I'm telling you,
Brag. Yes.
to brag for yourself and to be the version of yourself that you know you came here to be. And we're literally sitting here with the ticket to freedom. So go
Yeah.
reach out to the person who invited you for the next steps. Tell them thank you for fucking changing my life. And
Yes.
that's all I have to say.
Totally. And guys, we also have another invitation next week for those of you that actually would love to even really expand into the dynamic and the energetics of who we are in this space and wealth consciousness, because we're all about wealth consciousness. We actually have an incredible free mastermind 2-day experience that we're facilitating and bringing in our genius and our gifts and our skill set and our techniques and tools to actually really equip and support you in expanding your wealth consciousness, to get a taste of what it feels like to be your millionaire self, but also the skill set and the tools to really explode through the blocks and the ceilings, you know, the earning potential. You know, there was a time where $1,000 a week was huge for me, right? And then it became, because I kept leaning in, I kept scaling, kept using these techniques, and then it became 2,000 a week, and then it became 3,000 a week, and it became 10,000 a month, and then it just keeps scaling and scaling because of this beautiful conversation that is alive in the community, where we really nurture this expansion of ourselves and wealth and our relationship to wealth. And so we're bringing to you an experience where you can actually do that for yourself, so you can really see how it is possible to be wherever you are right now, and really, with these techniques, with these skill sets, move into the next level of receivership. Like, who doesn't want that? Does that excite you? Let us know in the comment. Put a little money emoji in there. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that? So we're actually bringing that to the table, and then we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the model and really align you to the version of yourself that you know you're here to be. Let's just be real. Let's do this together. So that is actually going to happen next week on the Wednesday and Thursday in Australia. Wednesday and Thursday, the 27th. Was it the 28th and 29th? Was it? And you're the 27th and 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and in the Northern Hemisphere, it's actually going to be the Tuesday and the Wednesday next week. Anyways, we've got details for you. We can give you more details. I'm trying to work that out now. I don't want to get you in the logical brain. Let's keep you in your heart. All you need to do is reach out to the person that invited you into this space to ask for access to the live or the replay. But I guarantee it, we're going to blow your minds, because we're doing it. We're living our dream life. We've created it. We've leveraged from techniques and tools that we want to give you. We want to give that to you. I paid like $70,000 to access these tools from mentors, and so we're going to give it to you. So if you want that, and you want the energy, and you want this for you now and for your future, please join us. Do not miss this. It's going to be epic.
Woo. I love you so much, Jack. Thank you so much. I love how we turned oh yeah, we're just gonna be like 20 minutes, 30 minutes to a whole
I
damn
know.
shebang. But
Let's go.
I know that this was really helpful for everybody watching. So thank you so much for being here, everybody. Just definitely reach out to this person for the next steps. If you want to be a part of that mastermind, you can let them know that too. And we'll see you next week then. Have a
Big
good
love,
one,
fam.
everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.